Hello. It has come to my attention that you guys actually can't see the bottom half of me, so I'm currently not wearing any pants, so do what you will with that information. Let's get into the video.
The world has been broke down. The world is just enough.
So, for those who follow me on Instagram, link in the description and probably the iCard if I can figure out how YouTube works. Wait, hold on. The iCard's over here. It's over here. So, iCard, Instagram, link in the description. So much easier to point to the bottom than it is to point to the top right hand corner. And for those who follow me on Instagram at VPopIsHere, you would have noticed I've done a poll recently. This poll took a bunch of photos and asked the question, was it taken on my iPhone or was it taken on my camera? And I've posted the results, and some people are pretty concerned and a little shocked at the results. So here you're going to get my legitimate reaction to what I thought of these polls, or what I thought of people's answers to these polls. So this is going to be the video for today because I don't have any no creative influence or creative genius at all. So this is my Instagram page, as you can probably see. I'm going to stand here so I can put like my feed for my phone here. So this is my phone, this is me. Let's react. Now I don't like this. I feel like people reacting have to be on this side. Like, you just have to be on this side of the frame if you're reacting to something. Alright, let's do this. So, for those following me on Instagram, you'll have seen this. Let's play a game. I'll post a bunch of photos and you tell me if they're taken on my iPhone or my camera. Alright, so the first photo, sunset, as you can see. Not a half bad photo. I'll probably chuck the photo up on the display now too. People thought it was taken on the iPhone. It was. Not gonna lie, this one was taken on the iPhone. So yeah, most people, 70% of the people, you guys got it right. This photo was taken with portrait mode on my iPhone XS, and it's clearly a selfie, so, not many people take selfies on their big high-end cameras like this. So, clearly a selfie. Not too bad, but yeah, 19 people did think it was taken on the camera, so those 19 people were wrong. Alright, next photo. This photo I do like, because this last selfie here, this was clearly taken on my iPhone. This selfie, however, was taken on my camera. This photo was taken at my 18th. It was a pretty good night. Yeah, no, because it does look like I took this on a phone, because my arm's stretched out, it's clearly a selfie. Here's the thing though. I drank way too much that night to be able to figure out any of my settings on my camera. And both my cameras, my iPhone camera and this camera, has something called a slow sync flash, which in photography means you can illuminate the foreground with the flash, and it has a slow shutter speed so you can still capture in light from the background, which results in an image similar to what I'm showing now. Hopefully I can find one. If I can't, well, the internet exists. And the thing that really gets me is my iPhone has a slow sync flash on it now, and this camera can do slow sync flash. I just didn't turn it on. So as you can see from this photo, I am completely illuminated. I am perfectly illuminated because I'm in the foreground. However, in the background, not many people are as illuminated, which means no slow sync flash. And because I can't turn the slow sync flash off on my iPhone, it was taken on my DSLR. I went into way too much detail for that one photo, but 55% of voters can be wrong. I spent way too much time on that one. Next photo. This photo, I don't know why, 72% of people thought this was taken on my camera. I don't know why. I didn't take my camera to the beach with me, and even if I did, my camera can only do such good low light photos. My camera's not the best at low light photos when I'm organizing the manual controls, because I like using the manual controls, because if I'm just using automatic, I'm just gonna use my iPhone. It's simple. Because my camera only has a f-stop lowest of 2.4, which means the aperture is small, but it's not as good as my iPhone, which has an aperture of 1.8. And that's how I can capture more light in with the sensor on my iPhone. So that was taken on my iPhone. Yeah, it's not a bad shot. And this applies for any photo taken at the beach coming up. My phone just can handle low light photos pretty well. This photo, taken on a camera. I'm glad 75% of my audience knows that. Let's see how many. 54 votes for camera, 18 for phone. To those 18 people, let me just say this real quick. When I do more of these polls, I can't get this close to a bird. Like, the telephoto length on my iPhone is cool and all, but I still have to get close to a bird to get a shot like this. You know how scared birds are of me? Actually, you know how scared of birds I am? Alright, next photo. This one. I may have purposely thrown in some terrible photos that I took on my camera just to throw people off. Yeah, this was taken on my camera. Sometimes I'm a good photographer, other times I'm just a really, really crappy photographer, so I can see why people thought this was taken on my iPhone. Like, I had to go back and double check. I was like, yeah, it was taken on my iPhone, wasn't it? Oh, nope, I'm just a bad photographer when it comes to this sort of thing. This photo, taken on my camera, 24% of people thought it wasn't, which, you know, it's plausible. I could have taken it on my camera because my camera's pretty cool on my iPhone. Alright, next photo. This is pretty boring, isn't it? Wow, I thought this would be so much more interesting. 59% of people, you were correct for the 41%. What is that? 30 votes. 30 votes for camera. I mean, I can kind of see why. Like, I showed a bunch of these photos before doing this poll to my friends, and this is where the idea came from. I just showed a bunch of people. I'm like, hey, was this taken on my camera or my phone? Oh, you would never know. And my friend, who is a photographer, she's like, oh, this was taken on your camera. Definitely taken on your camera. Why? Because it has bokeh. Okay. What does that matter? My iPhone has portrait mode. It is the best thing in the world. I love portrait mode. Portrait mode is great. Putting it out there. And because of the f-stop of 1.8, the aperture being 1.8, even with the wide angle lens, I can get some great macro shots, and it has that nice bokeh in the background. So, you know, I like my iPhone camera. It's a good camera. Like this photo. I love this photo. It's a photo of my dog. It's a gorgeous dog. Takes up way too much room on my bed when I'm trying to sleep though, I'll tell you that much. And this was the photo I showed to my friend. She's like, oh yeah, definitely take on your camera. See how the background's got the little blur, it's a bokeh effect. Only DSLRs can do that, right? No. iPhones have portrait mode. And this is kind of what I was trying to do with this little experiment of mine. I wanted to see, how does an iPhone camera, like today's standard, like the latest iPhone camera, how does it stand up to an $800 actual camera? And the fact that the vote is split pretty much down the middle, 51% saying iPhone, 49% saying camera, that being 32 and 31 people actually voting, it just goes to show that cameras on our phones are getting really good with compensating? No, that's not it. I don't remember the word. It's some fancy photography term for phones that just a point and shoot. No. The point is, phone cameras are getting really good. I showed these photos to another friend and she's like, why did you buy a camera again? Well, first of all, I didn't buy this. This was a gift from my parents. So, you know, shout out to my parents, you guys rule. And I bought my phone myself because my phone's got an awesome camera, and iOS and iPhones are the best phone in the world. Okay, I'm getting onto a tangent. Next photo. Again, I can see what this photo, people thought it was taken on my iPhone. It's a crap photo. But no, yeah, this one was also taken on my camera. 78% of people, you're wrong. And for those 22%, you guys are right. Millie Winey, Yvette Desmond, Tyler Richardson, Emily, Maddie, Defty, Zero, Hamish, you guys are all right. Be proud of yourselves. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show that. Do I have to get permission from you guys? No one watches my videos anyway. You'll be fine. But here again, I'll go into detail about this photo, because iPhones now have something called Smart HDR, where they take multiple photos at different exposures and then fuse them together to make one photo. I don't know if you can tell, but in this photo here, I'm going to pop it up on the screen here, a bit bigger. On this photo here, the sky has been blown out. It has been completely blown out. Which happens when you want something in focus, that thing's going to be in focus, it's going to be well lit, but sometimes the light is going to blow out the light source. In this case, it's the sky that's being blown out. My iPhone wouldn't have done that, I don't think. Because of Smart HDR, it takes multiple shots at different exposures, which means it would have taken a shot of the tree in one exposure, and then it would have taken a shot of the tree again in a different exposure. However, this shot may be the background being correctly exposed and the tree being underexposed or overexposed, but then it would have fused the images together to make one good image. I'll try and get a shot to demonstrate what Smart HDR does, but that's just one way if you know smartphone photography, specifically iPhone photography, on how what the difference is. But I'm a nerd, so you know, this is probably why I don't have a girlfriend. I swear I'm not depressed. Next photo. This photo, I like this photo. The water in the background is correctly exposed, and then you got the silhouette of the bird, which is a little underexposed for my liking, but you know, it's not always the worst thing. Sometimes you do want an underexposed image. In this case, it kind of does work because it's a silhouette of the bird. And again, 68% of people, you were right, it was taken on my camera. Again, I can't get close to animals or anything that will be frightened. Hell, I can't get close to people without frightening them off, so... Alright, next photo. Again, this is a clear demonstration of, oh, there's blur in the background, it must have been taken on an actual camera. No, it was taken on my iPhone, f1.8 aperture, which means the wider the aperture, the more bokeh you have in the background. And again, I love this little experiment I've done. I'm gonna keep posting these because I found them fun and I have no life and I'm very, very bored. It's not a one or the other. It's, oh, it could have been taken on the iPhone, but it could have been taken on the camera. In this case, more people thought it was taken on the camera, but it's not a 70-80% thought it was on the camera or 20% thought it was on the phone. And again, just demonstrating how good cameras are on smartphones nowadays. This photo, again, it's another shot that just shows how good smartphone photography is. And yes, 51% of you were correct. It was taken on my iPhone. Like I've said before, the aperture for my wide-angle lens is 1.8, which means more light can hit the sensor. And like I said before, this camera that I'm filming on can only go down to 2.4 or 2.2, which means I need to actually have a longer exposure when I'm taking low-light photos, or I just use the flash. And because I'm me, I don't like actually getting my camera close to the subject. In this case I did because my phone, the telephoto lens sucks. I mean, the telephoto lens, you always have to have a smaller aperture whenever you're using a telephoto lens. If I was to have taken this shot on my camera, I would have set a longer exposure, and because I don't carry a tripod on me, it would have been a very blurry image because I can't keep my hand steady when taking photos. Alright, next. I threw this one in, like it's clearly taken on the iPhone, but I threw it in just to see if people would think it was taken on the camera, and 8 of you did. You guys are all idiots, especially you, Ashley, you're an idiot. I hope she doesn't watch this. Alright, this one again, this was taken the same day that the fireworks shot was taken. I love that people think it was taken on a high-end camera, and only 11 people thought it was taken on my phone. So, you know, that's interesting, isn't it? You guys are dumb. I'm so mean. Please subscribe. And this, again, when I first posted this one, it was heavy. Definitely taken on a DSLR. Because of portrait mode, you do get that advanced bokeh in the background of the subjects, where you got me and my friend in frame. Shout out to Yvette Des21 something. And again, yeah, 17 people thought it was the camera, 40 people were like, you know, it's clearly taken on the phone because selfies aren't normally taken on high-end cameras. So yeah, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. So hopefully this will be up on the day that I filmed it, which is Thursday, but that doesn't matter to you because you could be watching it any other day. Background's changed again, if you hadn't noticed. And to demonstrate that I'm 18 now, I have alcoholic beverages in the background. So that's always fun. Alright, I'll see you in the next ones. Do I dab off? I'm 18. I hate ending videos.
Saying that it feels right.